wouldn't have otherwise
Yeah.
bought them because it's showing up
Yeah,
in that
I'm
feed.
doing all of that. I've got all that in the pipeline, definitely, and it's been there for a while, and that's why I'm on Amazon. This is the circle back to the whole point of why I'm even there, is because of this. I just want to give a little sketch to people that took a sacrifice, right? So as you said, in getting the knowledge to people, you find you do need the silver lining. You do need to keep in touch with the technology. You know, it can hit you back, it can bite you back, but I've already been bitten back. So when people go, "Hey, you shill, you're with them," would you like to walk the walk when I went to the genuine guy on the street and how they treated me? You see, so people don't factor that in. They just think that you're just going with these monolithic groups or whatever. They don't understand about options, and they don't understand that I value the work that I created. Therefore, I don't want some little born again Christian nutball, right, or some little fucking blow-in guy working in the basement, shitting on it. It's not good for me. I want to show them that you're not that important to me, and that's why in the end I pulled away. And you're not going to believe this, but it was 2011, and by September that company had gone broke anyway. So remember that word karma? How many letters does it have? Right, not just because of me, obviously, but their general working practice was not clean. I leave, and get away, and somehow by pulling the chi away from the false, the next thing I know, this company is dissolved, and it's not the first time I've, witnessed that kind of thing taking place. So there is this divine law that truth is going nowhere. My motto is truth against the world, right? People can't even grasp what that even means, for Christ's sake, right? Because they don't think about it. It's one of the oldest mottos there is. It goes back to the time of the Druids, because they understood that there's the world, right, the masses, and then there's the truth. And then the only thing that's left is the hunger for the truth. But if you're sitting down to a sumptuous feast and you're not hungry because you've eaten already, then that feast just sits there and goes cold. If you sit down and you're starving, but there's no food on the table, still you don't eat. It has to be the hunger, and then there has to be the feast. And then everything works, So it's walking a fine line there. But I have actually sacrificed, really what would be considered, mega fame and fortune and all the rest of it, just out of evaluation. And that, I think, is the core that needs to be brought back. It's already there in the members of Unslaved and, other people who have assiduously kept abreast of it. But I think it's died away somehow for whatever reason, and that's a whole other conversation of why it's gone. Is the mothers not putting into the children? Is the fatherless homes? There's a whole question of where that value is gone and whether it can be brought back. But there's something core, something existential that's missing. And I just call it value, just like Ayn Rand always said. She was able to praise America for all its faults. Yeah, because she, where she came out of? Soviet Russia. Yeah, I think America looked pretty good, right, from that perspective. So, again, when you don't have the contrast and you're not living in war-torn Europe, the Americans forget, and they take advantage, and they take it for granted what their forefathers built, because they never saw it being destroyed. Right now is the equivalent to what Europe went through, right? Since Mr. Trump ran, right, I would say that is an equivalent to what Europe, especially Germany, was in rubble. And Britain was on rations even 10 years after the official ending of the war and things like that. Oppression, living in rat-infested homes, and like you said, you dated a girl from the north. Yeah, that's the world their parents grew up in. So America is now going through what many other places in the world have already gone through. And in some ways, as bitter as it sounds or whatever, it's a fact that maybe that's needed, because it is a well-known truism going back to the dawn of time that until your ass is fucking burning, you don't make change. You just sit comfortably in track 29, and watch the twerking, and that's not good enough. A whole nation is in absolute jeopardy. So, maybe it does take a bit of a catastrophe for things to change.